His skin is white just like a ghost, thick Irish roots and his blonde hair. And he sounds like a Chicago superfan, a music nerd with a collection of CDs from here to there. Yes, Andy Dare is in Chicago, interviewing and barbecuing. It's the Andy Dare Show. It's the Andy Dare Show.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out the Andy Dare Show. This is our epic episode 99. It's been a long, strange trip, but I'm glad that you're with me. Today I'm joined by a friend, Jesse Andersen, and he's best known for his work with Resistance Pro Wrestling, which is a pretty new league of wrestlers that has been founded by Jesse's brother, Billy Corgan, a couple years ago. And they're really gaining momentum with this whole thing and doing events pretty much on a, bi-weekly or monthly basis all around the Chicagoland area. If you want to have an entertaining night out, if you want to bring the kids, it's family fun, but it's not boring family fun. A lot of action goes on within the ring, a lot of body slams, a lot of, punches thrown, a lot of trash is talked, but it's still, it's still got that family vibe, which is cool about it. And I recently saw them at the Arabian Nights Horse Barn in Willowbrook, Illinois. And it was actually my second time going to see them, thanks to Jesse. And he's been spreading the word about it. And yeah, the place was packed. This was October 26th, and it was packed. It's Welcome to My Nightmare. It was a Halloween theme. I think almost all the wrestlers and all the talent were dressed in costumes, hosted by none other than Svengoolie. If you're from the Chicago area, you've obviously heard of Svengoolie. He hosts horror movies and stuff like that. It was really good times, lots of fun. Jesse, he plays Colonel Jesse Corgan, and he's kind of a heel, I guess you would say. That's the wrestling word for, the bad guy. And he's brought around by his therapist. Her name is Miss Prigg. And it's just a good time. It's a lot of cool family fun. I recommend it. They're going all over the Chicago area, and they've got a new one called Caress of Steel coming towards the end of the month, towards Thanksgiving. So check it out, resistancepro.com. Whole lot of fun, whole lot of good times. And yeah, Billy Corgan was at both the times I've been there. He has been present and watching over the talent, making sure everything goes off correctly. And Billy's a hometown hero of mine. Been a fan of the Smashing Pumpkins since probably '94, and I've seen them dozens of times live. I would recommend Resistance Pro Wrestling. And Jesse's a great guy. We started talking over the internet, obviously, but that was a couple years ago now, and we've hung out a few times. He's a nice guy. He's got a heart of gold. And he's having a lot of fun doing the wrestling thing, and I'm glad to see him where he's at now. So yeah, check out Jesse. You can follow him on Twitter, Jesse Corgan 36. He's on Facebook. Bunch of good stuff. Check it out. And I would also like to thank everybody who's clicked through our Amazon banner. It's located right at theandydareshow.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you click that, takes you right to Amazon. You spend 0 extra cents, 0 extra dollars, but you tip your cap to the Andy Dare Show. We have been so fortunate enough to, have people go through my Amazon banner and click through and buy an iPad, buy jewelry, buy music, which is always a favorite of mine. And it's really cool. It's a way to, it's a free show, but we can't do it without a little bit of support, and this is a great way to show support without, really spending a dime extra. And why not go to Amazon, click through the banner, and buy one of the gorgeous deluxe versions of the Smashing Pumpkins classic albums. This is probably my favorite reissue series of all time, and I'm a music nut. I know all about reissue series. And they got Melancholy blown out to a huge, gorgeous box set. The Aeroplane Flies High, which even in its heyday in 1996 was a rarities compilation. They've blown that up to 7 discs. Huge, beautiful box on that. Siamese Dream, one of the greatest albums of the 90s and of the last 50 years, I would say. And even Gish, their debut album. sounds even more bright and vibrant than it did when I first heard it. So, yeah, do check out the reissue series. Click through our Amazon banner, and I would really appreciate it. Lots of good things going on with the Pumpkins, lots of good things going on with Resistance Pro, and I'm glad to see Jesse enjoying himself. So, yes, on other Andy Dare Show news, I would like to tip my cap to the J-Porks Experience. He is doing a show once a week on Mondays. He's posting a show, but they're available whenever you want. They're always on demand whenever you like. He's done 10 episodes now. I would recommend checking out his episode 10, which he is joined by a cool radio DJ named Christina Rocks from Detroit. Jay himself is from Staten Island, New York City, and he really lets it all out on this thing. He talks about his day job, all the triumphs and tribulations he's been through, all the concerts he's gone to, and he's a likable fella. So do check it out. Follow him on Twitter. That's at JPorks. And yes, that about does it for my spiel today. I want to thank Jesse for guesting, and I want to thank you for listening. It's been a great 99 episodes. Without further ado, my episode 99 with Jesse Andersen. Hey Jesse, how's it going?
I'm doing great, dude. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I don't really do the webcam. I just do a voice because people aren't going to be able to see it anyways. So.
Oh, sure, no problem.
So are you getting a little bit of snow up in Evanston? Or?
Fuck. It's like white. It's like white already here.
Nice. Yeah. All of a sudden, like winter just hit. But yeah, I'll take it. I don't mind the winter. I don't mind the snow. So.
Yeah. Normally it doesn't happen so fast.
Yeah, and we wouldn't live in Chicago if we didn't not hate bad weather, because we get that every winter. So you got to just it's coming, But yeah, so I got to see the Resistance Pro, and I've seen him twice now. It's a wrestling league set up by your brother Billy Corgan. Are you having a lot of fun times with that? Or?
I'm having a great time.
Awesome, yeah. For people who don't know, it's resistancepro.com. You get all the info on the latest events, and yeah, they go all over the place, and Jesse is a big part of this thing. So.
Yep. Not just because I'm Billy's brother, but
yeah, just because you have a character, Jesse Corgan, and you are joined by a therapist, Miss Prigg. How is it like working with Mrs. Prigg or Miss Prigg?
She's all right, and unfortunately, my storyline, I'm down to wrestlers because you saw what happened.
Yeah, I sure did. And you had the neck brace going and everything. But it was just a really awesome time. Those guys can really just beat up their bodies. Like I was talking to your mom afterwards, and she was saying, I don't know how these guys aren't covered in bruises after they've been, thrown into the ring about 50 times,
I heard my mom was freaking out.
Yeah, well, she was at the end there. It almost was like it was unplanned because a couple guys came back into the ring and were throwing chairs around. And actually, your brother jumped up on a hay bale. This is in a horse barn, by the way, so that's why there's a hay bale. But everybody was kind of trying to get out of the way, and you were like, "Is this supposed to happen or not?" We didn't know,
That's normally happens during the main event anyway. Not to give too much away. I thought it was because Ego hoisted me up again.
Oh, okay. She doesn't want you being hoisted up by Ego?
Well, because I kind of made a promise to her, which I'll probably break anytime soon. That I made a promise to her that I would not take another bump.
Gotcha, yeah, because you've already been injured, and it is wrestling. You got to expect to get a little bit injured.
I'm just surprised, bro, not to get too far off the interview stuff, but how these guys wrestlers, especially the ones I was working with, can take a bump, but can go about their normal days.
Yeah, sure.
Me, it hurt for like a month. It hurt to sneeze, cough. I couldn't even sit. It hurt to sit down.
Well, it's like, yeah, these guys take so much abuse to their bodies. They must be in really good shape. What they eat and what they drink and stuff.
And they probably train every day.
Yeah.
I hardly ever train, and here I am getting that devil getting that
Thrown up
whatever
and
the
down.
DVD.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, as you were saying, how are they the next day? Do they go back to training, or are they hurt for a while? And it seems like I bet they go back to training because they must be really used to all the beatings they take, right? So,
I know, it's amazing.
so what's the next event, or do you know yet?
It's called next event is at some high school in the high school in I forgot the name of it, called Caress of Steel.
Oh, nice.
And what I'm hearing is Lockup and some other tag team group are doing some kind of tag team title belt match in a
Nice.
steel cage.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, there's a couple tag teams. Lockup is the black guys, right? And they're supposedly coming out of a penitentiary. They get
Yes.
their handcuffs taken off
KOA.
before they go into the ring. They have to get their handcuffs taken off. But they're awesome. Who are like the country guys that dressed up as Jay and Silent Bob? Like that was their Halloween costume, was Jay and Silent Bob from like Mallrats and Clerks. That was a tag team when I saw them at the
Oh,
Arabian
I just
Nights.
don't remember. I don't remember what half of the people were dressed like. I have, I had a lot on my mind.
Gotcha.
That day, just there was so much commotion going on, and to be honest with you, I was just bummed because you saw what happened to the two wrestler guys. It just, to
Sure.
them, I know it was just business,
Sure, yeah.
But to me, I took it way harder than it had to be.
So you like take it personal, kind of, right? A little bit. Or-
Yeah, because I took it as maybe sorry, I'm stuttering, but I knew I wouldn't be working with them anymore, and it just hit home.
Yeah, it's kind of like bittersweet. I mean, more bitter than sweet. Like you're not gonna be working with them anymore, right?
Yeah, there's other personal stuff, but I'll tell you off the interview. Let's get back to the interview. I'll tell you more about it later.
Sure, sounds good. And yeah, so the next one's called A Caress of Steel. That's a Rush album title, by the way, the band Rush, which I don't know if your brother had his hand in doing that. Yeah, so Billy Corgan is the owner of it, and your half brother. We've talked off air a whole bunch about it. What is like the best thing about being Billy's brother, and like the worst thing about being Billy's brother, if you mind talking about it?
Well, like, I guess the best part is I've gotten put in so many great situations, like being able to, like, I would think on stage the best was to spend 2 weeks with the band in Australia.
Nice.
and I keep thinking about this thing that would be such a great title for like a little story on Facebook. Like how they have those story things on Facebook, but like from I keep thinking about this, like from stage to the ring. That would be a great autobiography about my and everything. But
That's really cool. Like so. Like the rock stage is actually kind of like, it's a lot more like the wrestling than it's not like the wrestling. I mean, you have a bunch of fans, you're trying to please the fans, you're trying to put on a show. It's all kind of similar.
Yeah, but it's like but it's all kind of similar, but kind of a different demographic though.
Sure, yeah.
Like to see a wrestling show, the tickets don't cost like $80 to $100.
Sure, yeah. And there's a lot more kids into the wrestling thing. And it must be nice for Billy because a lot of like, young little kids don't really know him. So he doesn't get bothered too much at Resistance Pro,
Yeah, and I also going to like when I went to the shows, there's rock concert shows. That was like a lot of times my one chance to see him, like Resistance Pro. As I one chance a month to see him.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure he's super busy. He's got a million projects. He's got the. How about the tea house? Have you been able to make it over to the it's Madame Zuzu's tea house, correct?
Yeah, I was there. The last time I was there was I brought one of my best friends and I were hanging out this past August, and we decided to go check it out for a little bit.
Nice.
So that was my it was kind of dead, but it was nice to see what the place was like open. Because the first time I was there, it wasn't even open yet.
Oh, they were still working on it. Gotcha.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've seen pictures. It's just kind of far away from where I live. It's closer to you in Evanston. It's up on the north side, right?
Yes.
I forget which town it's called, but yeah, check it out on the internet. Madame Zuzu's Tea House. I'm sure they have a huge selection of teas, coffees, and don't they have open mic nights too?
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, if you play acoustic guitar and wanna be heard, you just go over there and sign up for the open mic. Should be a good time. We need something out like that out here. There's not too much creative stuff like a place where you can just sit down, have a cup of tea, and watch somebody sing songs. We don't have that many places out here in the western suburbs like that. But yeah, it was cool to see Resistance Pro come to my little suburb of Willowbrook. It's actually the town over, but it's close enough. And yeah, it seemed like it was a real success because I just saw the guys keep bringing in more and more chairs as the night was going on. So it means that yeah, you're selling a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work on that for sure. And yeah, Caress of Steel is the next event at a high school nearby, and resistancepro.com. Yeah, it was really cool going to that rock tour with you, Jesse. It was over a year ago now. I think it was like last August or September. Did you have fun going on that thing?
Rock tour.
Yeah, remember the bus tour that I took you on with Jennifer
Oh yeah,
Hall?
yeah. I did. I had a great time.
Nice, yeah. And Phil Rockroar, he does a good job. He shows you to all the weird little clubs, and we got to go backstage at the Metro. We got to see like where
Even though we
Wilco.
couldn't see anything.
Yeah, well, it was pitch black in the middle of Metro. I like needed to like use my cell phone as a flashlight.
I know.
But yeah, Phil was a totally nice guy. Took us out to eat right by the Wilco warehouse place and had some good food. Jennifer Hall, if you haven't checked out her music, she is super talented. She's done my show before, and she did a Kickstarter thing for her new album, and she way surpassed the money. She made a lot more money than she even asked for. So I have a feeling she's going to be quite a success as a singer-songwriter too. So
That's cool.
yeah,
I'm happy
definitely.
for her.
Yeah. So like what's next with you? What are you still just working on Resistance Pro? Or are you going on any vacations coming up or anything?
Well, I'm still working on Resistance Pro, but I am planning on doing a multi-city trip my next vacation
Nice.
sometime next year.
Nice.
I'm planning on doing Louisville, Memphis, Dallas, some small town in called Shreveport in Louisiana, and Miami.
Nice. Yeah. Like my family was thinking about going away because I'm gonna be turning 30 soon, and they're like, "You want to go to like Cancun or Mexico or something?" I'm like, "Not so much, maybe, but not really." I mean, I'm Irish. I get sunburned. I don't really like. I like going to the beach for a minute, but then what's next? So I was thinking like Memphis or down south to see some of like the rock and roll history stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Elvis's Graceland and stuff like that. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be a fun time. Get a lot of cool pictures going there. So
Definitely.
how come
That
you're
sounds-
going? Are you going to visit friends or what?
Well, I have a friend who lives in Shreveport, and then I have another friend, two actually. One, he's on a friend on my Facebook page, and his name is Jason Ross. He lives he doesn't live in Memphis, but he lives close by.
Nice.
And also someone. Do you remember that big bulky looking guy?
At Resistance Pro?
Yeah. his
There's
name
a
was
lot of
Well, I mean, his name was Josephus Brody.
It doesn't ring a bell. I'll have to look it up. You're
Like,
gonna
kind
go.
of like the caveman, kind of. But supposedly he lives in Tennessee as well, and he's constantly asking me, when are we gonna do karaoke? When are we gonna do karaoke? So I plan on visiting him too.
Nice, that'd be awesome. Didn't you go to New York City earlier
Oh
this year?
yeah, recently in July, which was awesome. I went to visit a good friend of mine. Name is Lee Transu. He lives in Brooklyn, New York City. That's actually would be my second time going to visit him because I recently went there in October. But anyways, I wanted to go there, to celebrate 4th of July.
Sure.
I went to see the fireworks on the Hudson.
Nice.
Never again.
How come?
I mean, it was a great time, but let's just say if there were like everybody at Lollapalooza, like let's just say 3 days worth of people from Lollapalooza trying to use the CTA system.
Oh no, that sounds like my nightmare.
That's how it was.
Just people stacked in like sardines.
Like probably over 1 million people around that a little place around a little spot in Hudson.
Jeez.
The Hudson.
Yeah, I that's my one problem about the city. Too many people stacked in one little place.
Mm-hmm.
I took the CTA for years. I went to a little bit of Columbia College there.
Nice.
Couldn't afford it for much long, but yeah, CTA is, I take it or leave it. The bus is always late. You're always stacked in there.
Yes.
This episode of The Andy Dare Show is brought to you in part by Uncle Bub's award-winning barbecue in Westmont, Illinois. Family owned and operated since 1997, Uncle Bub's is the real deal barbecue. A family-friendly restaurant open 7 days a week. Also, it's a full-service catering company doing weddings, pig roasts, luau's, grill packages, you name it. They have a friendly, helpful staff that will make sure that your party goes off without a hitch. Call them at 630-493-9000. Visit them at 132 South Cass Avenue in Westmont, Illinois, and UncleBubs.com. Hey man, I know you like grilling. I know you like getting those dark grill marks on your burgers, fish, chicken. And I know you don't want to just dry your meat out like you're cooking with a hairdryer. Why not get the Man Grate and click through the AndyDareShow.com's banner so we can keep the lights on here at Honeycomb Hideout Studios in gorgeous Westmont, Illinois. The Man Grate. This episode of The Andy Dare Show is brought to you in part by Record Utopia, a music lover's dream with thousands of vinyl records, musical instruments, and sound gear. They buy, sell, and trade. Give them a call at 630-963-1957. Visit them in Westmont, Illinois at 309 West Ogden Avenue, on the web at recordutopia.com. It's always a good, relaxed atmosphere. Check them out, Record Utopia. But, yeah, actually, didn't I contact you after you had a little incident at the CTA? Didn't somebody try mugging you?
Yeah, that happened a couple of years ago. I don't really want to get into it, but yeah, I think that's how you met me in town. Like we ended up getting the courage to have lunch together at a Chili's.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, and right off the bat, which I didn't mind, you were like, would you like to do an interview? But I'm like, at first I was like, let's wait a while.
Sure.
Remember?
No, I understand, because you probably just think I just want to talk to you, like, spread the word about Billy Corgan or something like that. And while I do like Billy Corgan a lot, I actually thought you were a great friend, and you have your own story, you have your own stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you could, this is a show I take very, very seriously, so I don't want to do any stupid interviews, make the person not like me. I want to make the person like me. I want people to enjoy it. So
I have a lot of respect for you, dude.
Awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, so it's just to sum it up, it was just a minor altercation on the red line, but you did make the news, and that's kind of cool.
Yes,
and,
I did.
Hopefully you've been more safe around the trains and buses.
Yes.
Good deal.
And of course, well, I've gotten a lot more friends outside the incident, but I'll tell you, like, my phone almost died on me that one day because like I got two. I think that one day that a day happened, I think I got like 200 requests on Facebook because it's like people wanted to say sorry for what happened and everything like that, but my settings, my security setting, my privacy settings had it set to where to post on my wall you had to be a friend.
Oh, I got you. So everybody was asking to be your friend. Nice.
Yes.
Which isn't a bad feeling. At least you got like an outcry of support for you.
Yes.
It's better than having no friends, right?
Yeah. Well, why else would you want to have Facebook then?
Yeah, exactly. I like the social media. I like being able to stay in touch with people that are across the country. And I see that you're on a lot. Is it obviously that you like it because you get to meet fellow fans of Resistance Pro, fellow musician fans, fellow people that you wouldn't see on a daily basis. You get to just go home and look on your computer and they're all there, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I've gotten pretty close to like about, I'd say, like, including you, like a good 20, 25 of them.
Nice.
I keep in touch, more than just Facebook,
Sure, it's a good way to network too, like make more friends and stuff like that. I think it's a cool thing. I have a lot of friends that don't like it. They want more privacy, but at the same point, I just like to spread the word about what I'm up to. If I go to Resistance Pro, I want to take a lot of pictures, have people see, hey, it's a cool time. Come out to the next one.
And me, I'm a big nutcase when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Posting where you are.
Oh, yeah, you do that quite a lot, right?
Yes. A whole lot.
That's funny. Checking in at all these. You're always out to eat at nice places, which I wish I could do more. But another thing that would be cool about visiting the South is get to see some barbecue restaurants. And Jesse knows that I work a few days a week at a barbecue joint.
I still need to get up there, dude.
Yeah, sometimes. And, like one time they come back, if Resistance Pro comes back and they want to have like a big post, event meal, or I don't know if you eat a lot before or after. I don't know how the wrestlers work, but we would love to provide catering and give you a big discount.
I will bring that up to him,
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, we give you a huge discount because you guys have been nothing but nice to me. And I've been following on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. Now I'm friends with Miss Prigg. I got a picture with her. Even though we were standing right by the exit where the wrestlers come out, right when I wanted my picture, and she's like, I gotta go, we gotta move, we gotta get out of here, move. So that was cool. And I met Sven Gulli.
Yeah, he was cool.
Sven Gulli was awesome. And if you grew up on the west side of Chicago, you know who Sven Gulli was. Otherwise,
yes.
You might not. But yeah, a lot of people that I know Sven Gulli. So.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Well, that just about does it. Just want to thank you for taking the time out, being a good friend. Hooking me up at Resistance Pro. And, my listeners should check out resistancepro.com. If you like wrestling, if you like just a good, entertaining time, family-friendly, but also really, a lot of action, a lot of cool chicks, a lot of awesome costumes and stuff like that. Resistancepro.com. Jesse's on Twitter, Jesse Corgan 36.
Yep.
At Facebook, can they friend you, or do you want to, do you have a page or something, or what's the deal?
They could just do they could just go to facebook.com Jesse361976.
All right, cool.
That's my screen name.
Nice, sounds good. And yeah, the new I guess the next event is Caress of Steel. That's coming to a high school near Resistance Pro on Twitter too. And sounds good. I'll definitely be at the next event that's within close driving distance, Jesse. So.
All right, cool.
All right, yeah. Any last words?
I hope it doesn't get too cold outside.
Nice. Yeah, I agree with you. All right. So on behalf of Jesse Andersen, this is Andy Dare signing off for the Andy Dare Show. Be sure to follow Andy on Twitter. That's at Andy Dare. And like our show on Facebook. That's facebook.com/The Andy Dare Show. Videos at youtube.com/Andrew Martin Dare. And we're on iTunes. Just search The Andy Dare Show. Please leave a review. Thanks so much to our wonderful sponsors, Uncle Love's award-winning barbecue, Record Utopia, The Mandrate, and Amazon.com. Theme song courtesy of Rich Banks Music. Thank you so much for checking out The Andy Dare Show. TheAndyDareShow.com.